You interested in hunting something a little more dangerous? Do you smell that? The air here. It's almost sweet. Be wary. There are vampires about, and that smell means they're on the prowl. It's best you don't wander alone. I can see that. You didn't flinch when that vampire attacked. Name's Sabon. Me and my partners came here to hunt a certain vampire lord. But the infestation is worse than we thought. We could use someone like you. The beasts are feral with hunger. We're going to use it against them. Lure them into a trap. Before we get started, you really ought to meet the team. That is, if you're still interested. The camp is just south of the abandoned orc settlement. Excellent. When you arrive, I'll introduce you to the rest of my team.
Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting.
You made it. Excellent. Closer than you might think. You want to meet them? Zungog, Agalir, come meet our new friend.
No need to shout, Subon. A new recruit, eh? I hope you can keep pace. The blood will run fast and thick when the vampires attack, and I can't watch your back and mine. Gods, I hope so. But don't let Agalir hear me say it. Superstitious Redguard. I say you don't become a vampire hunter if you don't like taking risks. The more they fight, the more fun it is.
Are you ready to take the sword to these aberrations? Oblivion's own children. That's all I need to know. Anyone who tries to harm us will answer to my blade.
Looks like you've made your introductions. Time to get to work. All right. Pay close attention. I'll try to be brief, but if we don't all focus on doing our job, we're as good as dead. The vampires in this area are controlled by a single powerful vampire lord. He likely sired most of them himself. Take this bloodstone. Don't lose it. It has the power to turn water to blood and whip up a ferocious hunger in the most sated vampire. When the time is right, we're going to use it to lure the vampire lord out of his hidey hole. Listen closely. This is the plan. We're going to lay a trap in the abandoned village up the hill. Zungarg, you guard the west gate.
No one's getting by me.
Agalir, you're on the ridge by the east gate.
May the divines guide my bow.
I'll take the north. Our new friend will use the bloodstone to lay the bait in the well at the center of town.
I love this part.
Drop the bloodstone into the well. Blood will spout forth, and it'll draw the vampires out of hiding. We'll be waiting to cut them down. The vampire lord won't sit by while we thin his flock. If you see him, whistle. If everyone's ready, let's get into position.
Whoever kills the fewest bloodsuckers buys the drinks.
Don't joke, lest the divines punish your frivolity.
Stay sharp. I could kill these things all day.
I think I'm getting good at this. Well, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
They are swarming out of the longhouse. Stand firm. That's the last of them. Good work. Damn it! What went wrong? The Vampire Lord should have appeared by now. Where are Zungarg and Agalir? Everyone was in their places. The plan was working perfectly. This doesn't bode well. I'll go west and see if I can find Zungarg. You go to the east gate and look for Agalir. But keep your guard up. There's no end to vampire tricks. No, not Agalir. No, not Agalir. I'm such a fool. Clearly, the Vampire Lord saw through our trap. Agalir's death is on my head. No, no body either. That's no comfort. When dealing with vampires, the lack of a body usually only means one thing. I pray I'm wrong. We need to keep looking for Zungarg. And if he's... Oh, praise Stendar! There he is! I never thought I'd be so happy to see that stupid orc in all my days.
I followed the Vampire Lord right to his lair. It's in the cave, north of town.
Quick! Follow him! Slay the Vampire Lord! For Agalir!
You know, I like to think I'm real.
Meet me outside. I need to get out of here. So that's it then. The Vampire Lord is dead, as are Zungarg and Agalir. I've lost partners before, but you never get used to it. I feel responsible. I'll bury my friends. Then, I suppose I'll seek out more companions in the next vampire lair. I can't rest until this scourge is wiped from Tamriel. Zungarg and Agalir felt the same. Thank you for your help, friend. I need to think about what I'm going to do next.
much, until I met you.
You can buy in Redfur, or you can buy from me to save some coin.
Hold your tongue, High Elf. King Camoran didn't need Queen Irene's help. Never asked for it, in fact.
If Queen Irene hadn't saved your hides at Cormount, you would have lost the Civil War. You lot owe your lives and your allegiance to the Altmer.
You haughty High Elf bastard. The Wood Elves don't owe allegiance to anyone. Least of all, finely bred fools such as yourself. What do you think? I can't speak to this High Elf bastard any longer. He's so well educated and wise that he can barely function.
This Wood Elf doesn't realize he would be dead without Queen Irene and the Altmer. Such disrespect. We risk life and limb to save them, and they thank us with accusations and insults.
This High Elf thinks that his people rule over me. The Wood Elves follow King Camoran, not some High Elf queen. Am I right? I suppose you have a point. Irene rules over all elves, equally. Perhaps helping us was less an imposition on us and more her duty. It was your queen's duty to protect us, High Elf.
If that's
All
what
of
you
us.
want to believe,
It doesn't mean your
Wood
people
Elf.
can lord over the Bosmer.
Search my packs. You will find nothing. This one is innocent. Tell her, Gomani. Thank the moons. As I was just explaining, that thief nearly ran us over. You chased after him. Please, tell this fine keeper of the peace what you saw. I'm still sore from the last night I spent in the stocks. This honorable and, if I may say so, very sleek guard has mistaken me for a common sugar thief. Please, help me clear up this misunderstanding. Hush, Gomani. If you don't have anything constructive to say, don't say anything.
Surely this scoundrel is lying. I chased him here on my own 2 legs. He was only out of sight for a flick of the tail. Of course not. There was no other thief. Not that it matters. Our sticky-fingered friend here has already stashed the moon sugar he stole. I don't suppose you saw where. Then my paws are tied. No evidence means no theft, even if Chandra is 3 months' worth of moon sugar poorer. In any case, thank you. Jode's chariot appreciates your honesty. We keep the peace here in Redfur, making it safe for traders on their way to and from Eldenroot. We spend most of our time catching thieves. Return what they stole and put them in the stocks to think about what they've done. We don't hold them for long, but they usually get the message, or become better thieves. Honestly, thieves are good for business. They keep the market fluid and stop too much wealth from accumulating in one place. Until recently, Shanra would rather deal with thieves than with Thalmor bureaucrats. A reputation for being easy on thieves tends to attract thieves. The newer thieves don't give back to the people. They leave town and take their stolen goods with them. That's no good for anyone. Shanra may have to step in. He leads the Red Fur trading coster. Every merchant who passes through Red Fur pays him a small stipend to conduct business here. They expect a certain amount of protection from thieves in return. Jode's chariot maintains order in his name.
Well, that was surprising. At least she is gone now, right, Gobani? That was a clever approach, telling that guard the truth. She wasn't expecting that, was she? Still, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Let's say I circumvented the market. I found the price the merchant was charging unacceptable, so I set my own. What does the merchant have to complain about? His belly is full. If they are not fed, Gobani and her sisters become most unruly. Were it not for the hollow moon, they would have eaten me whole when I arrived in Red Fur. Some call them thieves, but that's such an impolite term. The hollow moon's work is charitable by nature. They procure things for people who can't afford them, yes? Here, take this token to the ruined temple and see for yourself. Gobani and I know when we have outstayed our welcome, yes? A night in the stocks might not be as bad as losing a paw, but all the same.
Have you heard the story of the shipwrecked Argonian? He swam from Somerset to Balfoyen in under an hour. When the messenger arrived with word of the shipwreck, he was warm in bed with a flagon of mead.
Hungry. So hungry. A sweet cake would be nice. Candied mammoth tail swinging in sparkle syrup. Honey fly bisque over a comb the size of my head. Oh, I can almost taste it.
Back of the line, Bugnose. I was here first.
Pardon my saying so, but you were obviously doing well for yourself. What brought you here? I'm surprised he had one left to hand out. Apologies, I should explain. Our agents give these to the infirm, so their need is not questioned when they petition us for aid. Cindertail was very liberal with his tokens. We thought his Sench tigers would be useful to have around, guard duty and such, but between his tiger's sugar habit and his handing out Hollow Moon tokens like candy, he practically emptied out our stores. Can you lift coin from a rich man's pocket without getting your hand stuck in it? Then talk to Valir upstairs. He might have something for you.
This one. Vadi sent you? She thinks perhaps you can do work for us? Who are you to know so little, yet offer so much? Maybe you are less interested when you hear what we do? You are familiar with the custom of property ownership, yes? I have a thing. It is mine. You take it, it is still mine, yes? Why? Because I did not give it to you. And if you are starving, and use what you took to feed your belly, is it still mine? No. Whatever you stole, food, money to buy food, silks to trade for food, it is inconsequential next to saving you from death. You think we should work for our bread, yes? But many can't work. They're injured, sick, or just too hungry. The Hollow Moon gives them what they need. Perhaps we're wrong to steal, but if the world were a more virtuous place, we wouldn't need to. Many of them appreciate what we do. Sometimes a merchant falls on hard times. his stock is poor, or the price of sugar is too high, then he needs us too, yes? But what about you? Are you still interested in helping the Hollow Moon? Of course, of course. Now, I was hoping you could assist me with a rather delicate matter that has presented itself. Shanra, leader of the merchants here, has threatened to call in the Thalmor. This is a problem. Jode's chariot understands that we provide a valuable service. The Thalmor is unlikely to agree. We need to change Shanra's mind. This place was not always a trading post. It was built upon a tomb whose gauntlet of traps have kept it sealed for generations. If the stories are true, it holds untold riches. We can use them to persuade Shanra to leave us be. There lies the trouble, yes? The only known entrance to the tomb is within Jode's Hall. The place is teeming with guards. We will need their cooperation to gain entry to the tomb. Go to Jode's Hall and speak to Tulaira. If I am right, she is no happier about Shanra's decision than we are. Once you are inside, you must retrieve what treasure you can and return to me here. Thank you, my friend. While many have attempted the tomb's gauntlet of traps, none have returned to tell the tale. There are many dangers ahead of you. Be careful. If Shanra calls in the Thalmor, that's the end of Jode's chariot. They won't be necessary any longer. Besides, Jode's chariot has always respected what we do, even if they do arrest us from time to time.
Come to do business? To browse our fine markets, perhaps? You will find things in Redford not sold outside of elsewhere. My pride and joy! A trading coaster sprang up from ruins thought lost to Valenwood long ago. A bustling hive of merchants and customers. It has its faults, don't get me wrong, but nothing a little coin can't fix, no? Well, one cannot be successful without attracting a few undesirables, yes? In Senchal, I would be glad to feed a few thieves. They feed the hungry and keep things interesting. But here in Valenwood... In Senchal, thieves flaunt their abilities and keep each other in check. They give to the hungry, keeping little more than what they need to survive. Here, they hide in the shadows, benefiting no one. They are not all this way, but such is the rule. An exception to the rule, Valer makes a good show of the Senchal life. If not for him, I would have brought in the Thalmor long ago. But times are tough. Each day one of my merchants is fleeced of his wares. This cannot be allowed to continue.
Smells good. Maybe if I wait, they share.
If the prices of moon sugar were not so high, there is so much more this one could make. As it is, we must make do with what the Bosmer provide.
The Wood Elves. They do not eat plants, yes? So where do they get their ale? Fermented milk. They call it jaga, yes? Hearty, sweet, and it goes down smoothly. A Salkim could drink forever.
You've been stumbling all over Redfur like a mead-soaked goat. Is there a party somewhere I missed? It better not be. I hate missing parties.
Welcome to Redford Trading Post. How can I assist you with your import and export needs? I can track it down for you. What was its intended destination? Ah, that crate. I checked it myself. It was making some sort of odd noise. A chirping, if I recall. It's clearly contaminated, so we threw it out in the garbage heap for disposal. It's not worth the risk to our couriers, you understand. Out in the back with other impounded shipments waiting to be destroyed. You can pick it up if you want to assume the risk, but I cannot guarantee your safety. However, it is one less thing for me to deal with, so feel free to pick it up. If the shipment isn't destroyed already, it'll be in a pile near the waterfall.
Did you hear? Rajine's mantle was discovered at the Fallen Esti winter site.
Rajine's mantle? General Endari has another feather in her cap.
She's waiting.
I'm sorry, we can't chat for long. I'm waiting for someone. Truly, you were so honest about Cindertail. I would not have expected you to associate with the Hollow Moon. Such is life, I suppose. Valir's messenger said he had a plan. You play some part in it, I expect? Is he mad? Why would he ask for such a thing? He knows the danger. Yes, I see. The treasure of Anabi could certainly be persuasive. It may be our only chance of keeping the Thalmor out of our affairs. I'll give you the key, but please, be careful. I don't want your death on my hands.
They've gone to see Shanra. If you hurry, you might catch them.
Ulara and Valier working together. Punabi, did you ever think we would see this day?
No, Shanra.
Come now, smile. Only good can come of such an auspicious alliance.
You are wise to say so, Shanra.
Such flattery. Tell me, why have you called me here?
We have a gift for you, Shanra. To show our appreciation and solidify our friendship. And I believe it has just arrived.
I miss
My
roasting
friend,
pupil scripts
if
over a
you
fire.
would do the honors.
Sweet and airy, with a hint of crunch.
Shanra is honored. Tell me, what have you brought? Spices? Gemstones, perhaps? Wherever did you get this marvelous gem? Legend has it that Joan was struck by a bolt of light. For but a second, she turned from her twin, and overtaken by sadness, shed a single tear. Jode brushed it from her cheek, and it fell to the desert below. Joan's tear, such a beautiful gem. Of course not, a fanciful tale. This jewel was cut from a Varla stone by Azesas, greatest jeweler of the First Era. But it's a good story, isn't it? And will fetch a fine price. You do your friends credit. Such a prize deserves a fine reward. I thought you might have something in mind, seeing as you went through all the trouble of procuring this precious jewel. Name your price. Ah, clever and loyal. A rare combination. Very well. I prefer not to have the Thalmor looking over my shoulder anyhow. Instead, we will invest in Jode's chariot. Our coffers still need guarding, yes? As the hollow moon waxes, it is only fair that we balance the scales. We will invest significant capital in bolstering our esteemed protectors. Otherwise, we might find ourselves waiting in one of Valier's famous lines, no?
My good friend, you have done so much for us and asked so little in return. If all my agents were so skilled and selfless, we might bring our services to the world. With Shanra appeased, we will continue to do what we do best. While I am sure Jode's chariot will try to stop us, they will never blot us out entirely, no? Thank you, my friend. We would not be here without your help.
Balance will be restored before too long, I think. With laurels, wine, and crushed velvet lining, yes?
Do you see something you like?
Get back, you fetcher!
Oh, you again. What do you need? Why did you come back here with it? I thought I made it clear I don't want that stuff around here. Our business is concluded.
I have to get her back. She's all I have. I pray you can help me, good traveler. They have her, and I'm desperate. My daughter, Laracel. Bandits took her, and I don't have the money to pay the ransom. I don't know what to do. No, it's no use. The guards are in league with the brigands, paid off. Please, no one else will help me. I believe they're keeping my daughter in a nearby camp. You have to help her.
Hope you're watching.
Well, Mattrap, even in the south I can't seem to keep these old bones warm. Share my fire if you like, as long as you bring no trouble with you. This war is for younger men than I. Studying the ruins. The Ayleid Well, specifically. It's said the light from Ayleid Wells has rejuvenating properties. I'd hoped to discover whether the light could be stored in a container, such as this. Nothing as yet. I found the ruin crawling with worm cultists. I'm just an old man, more at home in books than battle, so there was no way I could reach the Ayleid Well on my own. Still, I hoped they'd have cleared out by now. I couldn't ask you to risk your life, but you look like you can handle yourself, and truthfully, I wouldn't mind if the worm cultists found themselves in a little trouble. Take this crystal, and use it to gather the light from the Ayleid Well. It'll be hard to miss. It's not outside the ruin, so it's likely in a grand chamber, and heavily guarded. Be wary. How should I know? Do I look like a man who contemplates evil deeds in darkness? I'm too old for a world grown so strange.
Well, I met you. Should fetch a fair fetching price.
Oh, you return. And I can sense the alien energy you carry, so I don't even need to ask whether you were successful. I hope you caused plenty of trouble for the worm cultists. Oh, thrilling. I can just imagine the heroics. I'm sorry. Most of the pleasures of old age are vicarious. At least I still have my research, which you've helped immensely, I must add, thank you. Once I publish my research, you will be able to read all about my findings. I'll be sure to acknowledge your contribution.
Please, hurry. Quickly, untie me. They could be back at any moment. Nello sent another poor bleeding heart, boys. Get in here.
I don't suppose we have anything to cook.
Don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you saving my daughter? Wait! You don't understand! They made me do it! I mean, yes, they gave me a cut of their takings, but what choice did I have? They threatened to rob me of everything I own. Anything you say! Of course, I never spent a single coin from what the bandits gave me. I couldn't stand to. I'd happily give it all to you if you'd let this go. Please? Think long and hard. It'll be worth your while, and I'll never deal with those bandits again, I promise. You don't have to turn me in. Just take me out back, and I'll give you everything in my stash.
Did you hear? Regine's mantle was discovered at the Folonesti winter site.
Yes? What's the problem? Is that Neller the innkeeper? He's an upstanding citizen. What? No, impossible. We've had disappearances recently, but Neller sending travelers to their doom. This is unthinkable. He didn't give you any trouble, did he? This is a blight on our community. Our own innkeeper, responsible for leading visitors to bandits. Bad hospitality. Thank you for bringing him to us. We'll see he gets what he deserves.
You should have taken the gold.
Don't worry. Neller won't be tricking travelers again anytime soon. Thank you for bringing him to justice.